If
All
there's
right.
one best question, one that you go to, one that you love, one that you see that continues to resonate and have impact, which one would you offer up?
Question I like to ask people, and I like to ask myself, is a question that I like to use after I have heard someone talking about either what they're struggling with or what they say their goals are, or what they believe their solutions are. And after I've reflected that back, whether it's in my own mind or to somebody outside, then I like to pause and say to them, okay, so what is it that you really want?
That's great. And why does that land so powerfully?
Because so often we are coming up with, we come up with solutions that are designed to, to move us away from the hard challenge, to move us away from really engaging with the deep challenge and the core work that's actually embedded in the situation. We figure out a way to relieve the symptoms, would be a way of saying it, rather than to cure, the deep cause of what's often a repetitive challenge. It keeps coming up like a hydra. We cut one head off, but all these heads keep popping up.
Right.
And in that story, you got to get to the true source, the true heart of the issue. And so this question, after empathetically reflecting back all the things that someone might say, and empathetically reflecting back my own thinking about my own life, then the question is, what is it you really want?
I love that. As people know, we do 3 connected interviews as part of the Coaching Habit podcast. The main one, this one focused on the one best question, and then one looking at 2 sources of wisdom. And in the longer one, you and I talked about the sequencing of questions and the power of that. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a sequence that can happen with this question as well. And for me, it sounds like this. And to your point that you made in the previous interview, tone and timing can really have an impact here. But for me, I go, so what do you want? Okay, and what else do you want? And what else do you want? Okay, so what do you really want?
Beautiful.
And for me, having those earlier questions, what do you want, kind of provide a little bit of momentum or a kind of springboard or a few steps into that piece. Because if you come too fast at what you really want, it can be too hard a question, because it's a big, big question. It's such a foundational thing to sit with and look at and answer. It's a question that provokes a great deal of vulnerability, I think.
I think that is so right. And I just want to reinforce taking the time to get there, to allow yourself and others to articulate all of the maybe less central, but also important desires which are there and need to be acknowledged. Because that allows a relaxation to come into the psychological system, where then there's an openness to take that deeper dive.
Beautiful. Hey, it's MBS here. If you've got a question you'd like me to answer, email the team at teammbs@mbs.works, and we'll see if I can get round to answering it.